Today, we bring you a shocking story that will haunt your thoughts long after this video ends. It's a secret kept in the shadows for over 2 decades, hidden behind the walls of a quiet home in Waterbury, Connecticut. A young boy, no older than 11, was erased from society, forgotten, imprisoned, and starved of freedom and dignity. But 20 years later, in a desperate act of courage, he made his move. A fire, a cry for help, and a story that will make your skin crawl. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The details of this case are disturbing and may not be suitable for all audiences. Before we begin, make sure to follow us for more gripping true crime stories. This case is one that demands attention, and together we can bring awareness to the unseen horrors lurking in the shadows. For over 2 decades, a man, now 32 years old, lived in a nightmare that most of us couldn't even fathom. His name remains undisclosed, a victim protected by law and human decency. His captor is his own stepmother, Kimberly Sullivan, a woman who should have been his guardian, his caregiver, and his protector. Instead, she became his tormentor. In a chilling case of extreme abuse and isolation, this man was cut off from the world since he was just 11 years old. No school, no friends, no outside contact. His world was reduced to the walls of a room, a space where time stood still. For 20 years, his body weakened. His spirit was nearly crushed. But in one final, desperate attempt to escape, he did something unthinkable. He set a fire, and that fire would be his salvation. Let's go back to where it all began. Waterbury, Connecticut, a city with history, charm, and now a dark secret. Our victim was a normal child. He lived with his father, Craig Sullivan, and his stepmother, Kimberly Sullivan. His biological mother remains largely absent from reports, raising questions about whether she was aware of his suffering. Reports suggest she stopped taking care of him when he was just a toddler, leaving him in the care of his father and stepmother. Even as a young child, there were signs that he was being neglected. Teachers at school noticed he was always hungry, eating scraps off the floor, and rummaging through garbage cans, looking for food. He often wore dirty clothes, and his hygiene was noticeably poor. Concerned staff reported his condition to Child Protective Services, leading to an investigation. His great-uncle, William Flanagan, recalled that his late wife and her sister visited the home years earlier and discovered the boy locked in a closet. They immediately reported this to Child Protective Services, but after being denied entry into the house, the case was dropped. This chilling early warning sign was ignored, leaving the boy trapped in a life of torment. CPS was called multiple times. Teachers and school staff expressed their worries, noting that the child seemed severely underfed and malnourished. Eventually, the intervention led to his removal from school, but instead of being placed in protective custody, he was withdrawn by his father, Craig Sullivan. That was the last time anyone outside of his home saw him. From that point forward, he simply vanished. Despite his captivity, he remained determined to educate himself. With no formal schooling, he turned to the only resources he had, an old dictionary and a handful of books left in the house. He would read them over and over, using the dictionary to teach himself new words and concepts. This small act of defiance kept his mind active, even as his body wasted away. Before his father passed away, there were brief moments where the victim experienced small glimpses of normalcy. Whenever Kimberly Sullivan was out of the house, his father would sometimes let him out of his room to watch TV with him. These stolen moments were his only connection to the outside world, offering him a fleeting sense of comfort before he was locked away again. But after his father died, those moments ended forever. Things got even worse. Once his father, Craig Sullivan, passed away, the stepmother's cruelty intensified. She no longer had to hide her abuse. Reports suggest that he was beaten more frequently, denied even the little access to fresh air he had before, and his food rations became even more sparse. The victim had thought about escape for years, but feared retaliation. Once, when he attempted to sneak out for food, his stepmother slapped him and reinforced the door, making it impossible to break through. With his father's old clothes, he found a lighter and hid it for months. He meticulously planned the fire, knowing it had to be strong enough to force an emergency response. The moment the flames grew, he collapsed at the top of the stairs, forcing firefighters to rescue him. This was his only chance at freedom, and it worked. As he lay in the hospital, recovering from years of torment, one of the first things he said to authorities was, "I just want my freedom." Recent updates have revealed that body camera footage has surfaced, capturing the dramatic rescue of the victim from his burning prison. The footage shows Kimberly Sullivan standing outside as firefighters rush in, unaware of the horrors within. Kimberly Sullivan has been released on a $300,000 bond and awaits her court hearing on March 26th. Her legal team maintains that she is innocent, claiming that the victim could have left at any time. After enduring 2 decades of unimaginable suffering, the survivor has finally begun his journey toward healing. He escaped a life of pain and isolation, and despite everything, his strength shines through. When he was rescued, he weighed only 68 pounds, his body weak, but his will to survive unbroken. Those caring for him say his spirit is incredible, a true testament to his resilience. He has expressed deep gratitude to the firefighters who pulled him from the flames, knowing they gave him a second chance at life. The road ahead won't be easy. He faces a long and difficult recovery. His body needs to heal, and his heart and mind will need time to process the years of suffering he endured. But he is not alone. With the love and support of the community and his own unshakable will, there is hope. He is free now, and for the first time in decades, he has the chance to truly live. My message to the survivor is, you did not deserve the pain you endured, but you survived. You fought for your freedom, and now the world is yours to explore. May your days be filled with happiness, love, and the life that was stolen from you. You are not alone. So many people are cheering you on. You are free now. Enjoy every moment. You deserve it. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your support helps bring awareness to cases like this. For more discussions and breaking updates, follow us on Facebook. Stay informed, stay safe, and always be the voice for those who have none. I'll see you in my next video.